Welcome to episode 4 of the LFG Cast, your one-stop shop for everything lifting, food, and gaming related. I am Phantom, and I'm joined today with my co-host Hell's Purge. Purge, say hi to the folks at home.
Hello.
So today we are drawing one day closer to the end of the decade. We're drawing one day closer to 2020. So we decided to make this little episode about how just about the games we liked from the past 10 years. So that's literally all it's going to be about. So we hope you stick around and enjoy it. I could pull up a list of the best games from or the games from the past 10 years, but are there any you have that that have stuck out?
I think I had 3.
While I do a quick Google search. Wow, a lot of games came out in 2010. So why don't you start with one, and then I'll go through the list, and we can just kind of reminisce. I'll pick up some real big ones, and we can talk about that.
I guess one that I had that kind of stuck out to me the most would be Halo Reach, which came out in 2010, back end of 2010 in September.
Okay. Why'd you like Halo Reach so much?
That's the game that I met my best friend through.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we were at a friend's neighbor's house, and we were all told to go home, and he was like, "Oh, you want to come over and play some video games?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And I've known this fool for a good 13 years now.
Damn. That's dope. Is that the only reason? Was there any other thing about Halo Reach that made it your favorite, or was it just because you met your best friend through Halo Reach?
Mainly that I met my best friend, but I also dug the lone wolf mission at the end.
Okay.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, I have no idea because I never played Halo because I had a PlayStation. But I'm gonna read off it just for 2010. I just googled PS3 games from 2010, so I'm just gonna read off some big titles. For the sake of things, I'm gonna skip sports games, but most of these games I actually played, and some of them I actually played with my best friend who's in chat right now. So I'm not gonna go exactly by the month, but so they've got Call of Duty Black Ops, which that was phenomenal. Did you ever play Black Ops?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
So we have Black Ops, we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, we have Mass Effect 2, Mafia 2, Fallout New Vegas, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Red Dead Redemption. Let's see, what else do we have? We have Heavy Rain, BioShock 2, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Medal of Honor came out, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing had their first release, God of War 3 came out, Rage came out, Dead Rising 2 and Just Cause 2 and Gran Turismo 5. Those are just a handful. I believe those are just a handful of games that came out. They ordered them by popularity, so the most popular game to come out in 2010 on the PS3 was Call of Duty Black Ops.
Well, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you look at this list now, so Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, argued to be one of the best Assassin's Creed games. It's one of my personal favorites. Mass Effect 2, again, argued to be the best Mass Effect, which I think that argument holds up today. That's just me, though. Fallout New Vegas, again, argued to be the best Fallout game right now. I'm trying to think what else. Battlefield Bad Company 2 was really fun. Red Dead Redemption, again, Grand Theft Auto Horse and Carriage. Like, out of all these games that I've mentioned, which one do you have the fondest memory of?
I think Black Ops, just because the amount of time that I put into like custom games and stuff.
Oh, the time sync. We would play that until like 3 in the morning. We used to play Call of Duty until 3 in the morning almost every night. Oh, no. Shout out to our 5-hour Hot Pursuit Skype calls. Well, I'm getting there. So like a lot of these games, so like Call of Duty was a big like that's a big, me and my friends played the crap out of that, right? Then the big single player items on this, I would have to say, were Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect, Fallout, and Red Dead. I think they were bigger than like Battlefield and Mafia 2. I mean, Heavy Rain did come out that same year, and BioShock 2, but I don't think, and Rage, but like I don't think they have the same lasting effects as like God of War 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Like people are
definitely not.
Still trying to remake Fallout New Vegas to this day, and God of War 3 got a PlayStation 4 remake this past year. But I'd have to give it to my best friend. I'd have to say, out of this list, my favorite game on this list would probably be Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, because we would play that until again 3 in the morning, just racing each other as cops and racers. And I forgot that game, and I got talked into getting that game by my best friend. He was like, no, get Need for Speed. We can play as cops and racers. It'll be great. You know, ever since that game, we've had Rivals was the next iteration. Then The Run came out. Then Need for Speed Payback. Most Wanted. Now they just did a new Need for Speed, which is apparently supposed to be good. So let's go, how about this? You want to look up 2012 and I'll look up 2011, and then we can just talk through the games that way. PS3 games from... I should have done this ahead of time, but I didn't.
Where's the fun in that?
Oh, they don't give me a listing like the last one. Excuse me. All right, I got a Wikipedia. That's gonna be a long list. I want game releases, my man. So,
oh Lord, that's a long list.
Yeah, I know. So Dead Space 2. Okay, so wow, wait, hold on. It's saying here Mass Effect 2 came out in 2011.
Oh?
Am I being lied to by the internet?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
All right, yeah, it says we got Kingdom Hearts Recoded in 2011, which that game was fun. Not, anything life-changing, but it was fun. Little Big Planet 2 was another great game. Mass Effect 2. I'm scrolling because there's a lot of games like I'm not going to talk about Bionic Commando.
Hey,
no, Rearm 2. Oh, yeah, okay. No, that makes sense. But I'm not going to talk about, fucking... I don't even know half these games. There's a game called Stacking for the Xbox Live Arcade.
That makes me think of those cups you used to use in elementary school.
Right?
I hated those cups.
Back to the Future game came out from... I think Telltale did that game. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, one of the biggest fighting games of those next couple of years. Let's see, Bulletstorm. That was another big game. Oh, there's a lot of... Killzone. Okay, so Killzone 3 was next to God of War 3, the biggest PlayStation game to come out in those 2 years. Wow, you know what? I'm gonna make this easier on us, okay?
All right.
Top games from 2010 to 2019. 100 best games of the decade. This is from Polygon.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna send you this. This is gonna be quick and easy. I'm gonna send you this article. I'll send it to you in Discord so you can open it and we can look on it at the same time. Again, I should have done this before, but I didn't. So we'll skim through it. All right. So let me know when you got the article up. Nice hair. Thanks, Unique. Also, if you guys are listening to the podcast, we were recording this live over on twitch.tv/PhantomKingX.
That's why you're getting all these fun little tidbits.
All right, so with this, our top 100 games of the decade list. Oh no, this is 100 best games. This is number 10 to number 1. I want the top of the list though. Polygon, where's the top? Hold on. Here we go. We'll go to the bottom half. I want to go like 100 to 51. So here we go. They have Life is Strange. Did you play Life is Strange?
I did. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was neat. I played it with a friend. You can scroll through it too. Anything that catches your eye, just shout it out. Because there's a lot of games like... I did not think this episode through. So this is kind of just going to be like a bullshit. Like, they've got Fire Emblem, 3 houses. Okay. Again, this is all on Polygon. So, none of this is our opinion on how they're ranked. Super Mario Maker, Cuphead. Again, I didn't play.
I heard Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was popular because that's one of the games that they debuted the new Xbox One on.
It was.
Graphics.
It was definitely the next-gen game because I got it for someone... My friend gave it to me for PlayStation 3, and the game was fun, but the graphics were just really hard to look at, and it was just kind of like muddy, and there was a lot of like texture pop in, so I returned it so I could get it for PS4, and I haven't picked it up yet. So yeah, they've got Resident Evil 7. All right, so Resident Evil 7 is definitely one of the big games for this year, or if not this year, this decade, because Resident Evil was getting a lot of flack for how Resident Evil 6 turned out, and I think that came out in 2013. When did Resident Evil 7 come out? Last year?
Yes.
So if Resident Evil 7 came out, what am I saying? I have the article right in front of me. Does it tell me though? No, it doesn't tell me when it came out. But I think it came out 2018. So if Resident Evil 7 came out in 2018 and RE6 came out in 2013, then so it was a 5-year gap, which is pretty big. A lot of people aren't used to waiting that long. But I think we
waited what, 7 years for Borderlands 3?
And longer for that for Kingdom Hearts. But I'm saying on average, like the normal consumer isn't used to waiting that long for the continuation.
True.
Monster Hunter World came out.
I think we're forgetting the underrated Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird? I just crossed Flappy Bird. They have a game on here called Kim Kardashian Hollywood. I'm not counting mobile games. This is the best games of the decade.
No, man.
XCOM 2. Like, there's a lot on here. There's a lot. And, like, there's some indie games. There's some games I never played. Some, like,
Half
look.
of these I haven't even heard of.
So, like, how do you put Mario Kart 8 and Mass Effect 2 next to each other? Like, I don't understand that. Warframe, Diablo, Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, all these are pretty big games.
Undertale is good.
If you had to pick... Alright. We've been dicking around too long. Let's just get... If you had to pick one game that you've played over the past 10 years to be your favorite game of the decade. And this is the poll for chat. So chat, you guys can chime in too. Type out your answer and just at me so I can see it. If you had to pick one game that you would consider your favorite or the best, the best game you played in the past 10 years? Could you pick one?
I don't think so.
Really? So Unique Rainbow says Rainbow Six Siege is his favorite game for the past 10 years. My man,
For me,
why
I'd be torn between the Halo franchise itself and the Destiny franchise.
Yeah, but Halo 1, that's way before 2010.
Yeah.
So that's cheating. Ain't no cheating.
Okay, from Halo Reach on.
Okay. Even Halo 5?
Yeah, I mean it had its ups and downs. I'll give it that.
Well, so is Destiny.
Oh God, yeah.
So you would just give Destiny as a franchise the slot for like your favorite for the past 10 years?
Yeah, it kind of encompassed a lot of what I wanted in a game at the time, and still kind of does. Granted, they're sort of on a rocky road right now.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot to do in the game, and it's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, you miss a week and you're kind of SOL.
Yeah. So you got to pick one Unique. So, it's a tough one. There's been so many games. I'm trying to think. It's hard because you want to know why? The PlayStation alone has seen so many hits. They had the infamous games, Uncharted 2 onward, Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. They had the rest of the God of War games. God of War, but like which God of War?
Yeah, you gotta
that's the question.
specify.
You gotta specify God of War 3 or God of War. We gotta go 2010 onward. I think okay. So Poppin' Lock says God of War is his favorite game for the past 10 years. I think if I had to pick, it's tough, right? It's like when you think like 10 years, like how many games that have come out in a decade, right? Like we were 15.
A lot.
Like, right? Me and my friends were 15 when Black Ops came out. Now we're 25 and Modern Warfare is getting rebooted. Like, it's insane. I forgot to turn my light on. Pro streamer moves. Maybe top 5? All right, if you can give me a top 5, I'll take that. I think if I had to pick, because I know we're running a little short on time. This one turned out to be longer than I thought. If I had to pick,
Always.
If I had to pick my favorite game in the past 10 years, even though I've only played it through once, if I had to pick one,
Okay.
I think I'd have to go with Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, I think just because of the weight I had to do for that game to come out, and having that game be essentially more or less everything I wanted it to be. That's a big thing to say, Beast. Like, I don't know how many Mario games have come out in 10 years. Like, you got all the remakes of the Super Mario Brothers games. But yeah, I think I'd have to pick Kingdom Hearts. I think for the sole fact of Kingdom Hearts 2 defined me as who I was as a gamer. I should really do a podcast episode about that. And Kingdom Hearts 3 was... I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is a great example of how a franchise can evolve with its player base and kind of grow up. Because even though when you look at the game itself, the characters have only aged about a year, but it feels like they've grown, like, you know, they've grown up with me. So like their decisions and their motives like make sense from someone my age, which I think is dope. All right, I'm not searching up Mario games for this decade. We realized searching up games like that took too long. I know they re-released Super Mario Brothers Wii like 4 times. We'll do it after the podcast ends. All right, so Unique says Rainbow Six. You say the Halo franchise from Halo Reach Onward.
Yes.
Beast manages to say every Mario game that has come out since 2010. That spans like 3 console generations and 2 different handhelds. And then I say Kingdom Hearts 3. Pop and Lock, have you come out with a final answer yet? Is it God of War or Fallout New Vegas? If you could only pick one. If you could only pick one game to carry with you into 2020. You know? Like if they were like, hey, if you had to rebuild your game collection, what's the first game you want to start with in 2020? Persona 5? That's tight. I can get behind that. All right. Do you have any closing remarks, my man?
Well, I mean, that's 1 decade down, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this next one brings about.
Is there anything
Just like
on the
from
horizon?
a technological standpoint?
Besides the consoles, is there any game on the horizon that we're waiting for currently? That you know of?
Sorry, what was that? I was answering a question.
I said, besides the 2 consoles we're getting next year, are there any big games for 2020 that we're waiting for that you know of?
Not that I know of as of right now.
Like, I know World of Warcraft's getting another expansion, but as far as I know, there aren't any big releases coming out, so. All right. So the zombie game, that doesn't help, dude. There's like a zombie game every year.
Yeah.
I don't know which is the zombie game and which one isn't the zombie game.
Honestly, they all are at this point.
This man says they all are. I forgot the name, 2020? We'll look it up after the podcast. Speaking of, Purge, do you want to let the fine folks on the internet know where they can find you?
Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. All of it should be hells_purge, and there should be a little anime dude in a hoodie covered in blood with playing cards.
Nice.
Named Chet.
Named Chet? That's his name?
Yep.
You named him? All right. And as for me, folks, all I could ask you guys to do is if you enjoyed the podcast, please let me know somewhere on the internet. Leave a like and make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you can get notifications on when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, even though this podcast is only 4 episodes young, thank you for everyone who has been part of the journey through 2019. It's had its ups, it's had its downs, and it's been a bit of a ride. And 2020 is going to be another big ride, and I hope you guys come along for it. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.